Cybernation Uncensored.
All right. Hello and welcome, adventurers. Apologize for the technical difficulties. It's just, yeah, I'm constantly fighting those technological gremlins and tribbles that tend to get into the works. So, appreciate your patience and sticking around with us and getting ready to join us on this new session. So let's do our introductions real quick again, because I'm sure everybody missed it. I am your GM Winter, and you can find me at gmistresswinter on all socials, and on my channel, Mistress Winter's Court, on Monday nights. And Juicy.
Hi, I'm Juicy Garland, Boston area drag queen and super nerd. You can find me on the twitter.com at juicygarland, one word, and Instagram at juicy.garland, and I'm here to play your Lieutenant Dupre, science officer for our ship.
Awesome. And Jesse.
Got a spinning wheel of death, but that's okay.
Uh-oh.
Power through.
Oh, no.
We will get there.
I'm just Jessie D. You can find me on Hive Social. I am a longtime Trekkie, first-time player. I'm playing Lieutenant Commander Talon Skull, first officer on the USS Parallax.
Take your time. Tech issues happen.
They do.
Oh, we're back online, I think. Hello.
Ooh, are we? Hello, everybody. We are trying to sort out our delicious technical difficulties this evening.
Speaking of delicious, Jello Planet.
Yellow planet.
So,
That's
has
right.
anyone else read Solaris?
I've
No.
not, though.
So it's a wonderful classic 1960s science fiction film or book. It's been made into films, and it was originally written in Polish under Soviet Russia, and the whole thing is just deep with layers of like anti-Soviet thoughts. But in that book, this guy goes to this space station on a planet where the oceans are like goop. And it turns out that something strange is going on with the planet, and it has a lot to do with that goop. So as we were playing last week, all I could think of was Solaris waiting for the goop to do terrible things to us. But then it didn't.
Oh, no.
I
Terrible like Tasha Yar. Terrible?
it kind of, I don't know, the way it read to me was sort of Evangelion weird.
Oh. Oh.
Mm.
Oh. Oh, like when Shinji turns into soup?
Kind of, actually, yeah.
Yeah,
like when everybody
Shinji
turns to
soup in
Tang,
the Eva.
and it's a whole planet of Tang.
Yeah,
Similar-
great.
Similar idea, yeah. But yeah, it was written by this Polish author in like 1965-ish, I think. Very contemporary with the original series. I could not recommend it highly enough as a read. It has some outdated cultural ideas, but it's the 60s and science fiction. What are you going to do?
Hey, Winter, we're back online.
I see that, but we're still getting a lot of dropped rates. So, but I am going to press forward because otherwise I don't know what to do. Anyway. All right, so last we left our...
Did you want to turn your video off, maybe? That might help.
My video off? It's going to mess things up.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll help you.
I do not know, honestly.
Oh, okay.
But we'll try it. But Why not?
We'll just rearrange this a little on the windows.
It does not seem to have affected it one bit.
Because you're still, I think, probably because you're still receiving us in video. And
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just stuck where it is. All right. Sorry about all of that. All right.
Okay, we'll just
tech
do our
issues
best.
happen.
Yeah.
They are inevitable on a stream. They will always happen.
All right. Let's see. So, where we were. When we last left our intrepid crew, you were on this gelatinous planet where you had recovered a shuttle, a runabout that had crashed beneath the jiggly waves, in which
Planet.
was
Jiggly waves.
the body of an ensign.
Is that a Pokemon?
Yeah, jiggly waves. It's
was
an evolution of
Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff. Yeah, it's the water version.
Water type Jigglypuff.
Yep.
Gotcha.
You had recovered the shuttle along with the body of an ensign and blood belonging to the missing Admiral Helgen. And I believe that's where we left off.
I think we were able to determine that the blood did belong to our missing admiral. However, something about it was off,
Yes.
from what I recall.
Yes.
Yes, it has a mutation to it, an unknown mutation to it.
Some sort of unknown quantity. Gotcha.
Yes.
We were trying to, I think, get the runabout powered up to try to bring it into orbit with the parallax.
Yes.
So instead of tractoring it up because we had issues with that.
Yes.
We were going to attempt. I think I'm playing a security officer currently. Is what's
Yes.
going on.
Yes, you were playing Lieutenant Sedgwick.
Yeah, Sedgwick. He knows a
Tellarite.
lot about killing.
Yeah.
He knows a lot about killing, but not much about anything else. Yeah.
And to give our audience, if they're unfamiliar, an idea of what this guy looks like, think an orc with a melted face.
Yeah.
Like
Tellarite's a classic.
Their skin looks like it's being pulled downward.
They're kind of space dwarves in a way.
Bad first date, great third date.
Yeah. They got a great personality.
Oh yeah. Rich culture. All right. What would you like to do?
All right, so we're going to try and get this thing up in the air. Is that what the plan is?
Yeah, I think the best idea would be to try to return this to the cargo bay of the Parallax, so we could do a more thorough investigation with other tools besides just tricorders.
Anybody good at engineering? Because I'm not.
I could wing it.
Yes, if you are capable, please, by all means, do. I am happy to aid.
Yeah, I'm not going to turn down help. Let's do this.
Like I said, I'm more of a fighter than a thinker.
I
This
like
is
where
why
your
I am
head's
your
at.
captain.
All right.
Okay.
So,
Let me know what to roll.
well, you first have to figure out what the problem is. Because as you tap on the console to get it to come to life, it does not. So it might take a little.
Oh, okay. So there's no power.
engineering, or insight engineering.
Okay. What would I do? I would take off
Or reason would work either.
some panels to try to look at like plasma manifolds and such.
Okay.
Try to get main power back online.
Just at a glance.
So insight engineering.
Yeah.
All right, I need an 11. So I got a 13 and a 3, so 1 success.
The best thing you
Actually,
can
if this is a plasma power system, then 2 successes because of the 3.
Oh, is that a focus?
Yeah, electroplasma power systems.
Nice. All right. It's out of power. Its power supply has been depleted. Looks like something has siphoned it off.
Could we use the other shuttle to like jumpstart it to give it a little bit of a power bank, and hopefully when the warp cores in this runabout come back online, they can recharge the batteries?
It's going to be a little difficult. Your shuttle craft, it's kind of like comparing a Beetle to a Cadillac. In terms of size and power, so it's gonna be difficult. It can be done, but it'll be a little difficult.
Is the ship
So-
capable of beaming down power cells? Could we just replace the power cells?
Yeah.
Then
I mean,
maybe T'Pre will call up and ask them to beam down a few power cells for this ship we found.
Do you want us to send an engineering team down as well?
That could not hurt, Captain. It would
All right,
be...
I'll send an engineer and I'll send some power cells down with them to help you out with this.
Excellent, thank you.
Yep.
So I'll assign someone from engineering.
Lieutenant Commander Miller will send you one of her best power guys. And they don't have a cell big enough for this particular model. However, pretty confident that they can splice something together.
Our fleet engineers can turn rocks into replicators. Let's do this.
Lieutenant Commander, I find it is often helpful when you cannot delegate.
There you go.
See, that's the importance. That's exactly how you get the job done.
I will
Yeah, after a
just
few
direct the engineering team.
Okay. A few minutes go by before the sound of a teleport materializing on the beach, and the engineer stand next to a couple of crates that were on one of the pods, and will follow your directions. Lieutenant Tellin. Lieutenant Commander Tellin. And if you wish to put in an assist on this, you absolutely can, kind of as a command.
Sure.
Yeah. Command engineering.
Those are 2 disciplines. I need an attribute to go
sorry.
with it.
That's right. I thought that was a
Presence.
Control, maybe?
Presence.
Or
Oh
the-
yeah, control.
control.
Presence
Yeah,
would work. Yeah.
control.
Okay. Sounds good. So control command.
We got one.
So I got
Success
2 15s.
there.
Unfortunately, I have no successes on that.
Okay. It's a little shaky, but he manages to kind of jerry-rig it so that these two large, essentially batteries, are charging it. You have to wait a little bit for it to charge and to get the system functioning again.
While this is going on, could I possibly examine what we can see of the planet to learn more about this weird-ass ocean?
Sure. Is there anything specific you're looking for?
I want to know if it's biological. I also just want to understand more about the geology and chemistry of the planet. It's fascinating.
Okay.
So,
yes.
would we be
Though-
reason in science?
Reason and science, though your tricorder is only going to give you limited readings, limited range. There are options, however, to scan larger areas with the right connections.
Could I either communicate with the ship or use our shuttle to manage the sensors on the ship to analyze the planet?
You absolutely can.
Okay.
So if you want to use the ship's sensors to kind of relay them through your tricorder, you can use the ship's sensors on that, or the
Cedric would like to try and not just reconstruct the crime scene, but also figure out exactly where the Admiral would have gone from here. So it's going to try and put together, like, did he transport away? Is he still on this planet? Where exactly did he go after this whole thing? Was he kidnapped? I'm trying to, like, look for signs of, like, a scuffle, or if he walked away from here calmly, that sort of thing.
Go ahead. I'm going to say reason, no, insight and security.
All right. Okay. That's a 3 and a 6. Both are under the 10 that I have for insight security. At a 50-50 chance of working on this, so that's 2 successes.
Nice.
And for me, I had 1 success, a 5. But if xenobiology is involved, then that's 2 successes for xenobiology, because that's one of my focuses.
Okay. So as far as scuffling any trace of the Admiral, there is no humanoid signs of humanoid life on the beach except for yourselves. There doesn't seem to be any trails or footprints or discarded items. Nothing that stands out as having disturbed the sanctity of this island paradise.
All right. Suspicious. Too suspicious.
The planet merits further study. There is a anomalous and ironically amorphous life to this planet, but you're getting a lot of like the little readings, like the lizards that you saw on the other part of the island, or the various wildlife, and maybe even micro bacterial life. But there's something that you're not seeing. It's like the forest for the trees.
Is the ocean alive, or the planet itself?
That remains to be seen.
Okay. I will continue to study and probably take a sample of the goopy water.
Okay.
Along the lines of what Lieutenant Sedgwick was thinking, can I check the computers once the power cells are charged up to check for any like transporter signatures, or like trace of a transporter to see if he was like beamed out or if he beamed down somewhere, if there's any coordinates?
Sure.
Logs.
Logs, yeah. Yes, absolutely. You can. You know what? Let's see. Oh, I've got my characters here. For that reason and. Actually, I'm going to say control and con on that to get into the computer. Yeah.
I need a 14. So I got an 11 and a 15, so 1 success.
You get surface level information. The logs of the runabout have absolutely been stripped intentionally. So it wasn't part of the crash or the power failure, but it was intentionally erased. But they couldn't erase, whether because they had left the ship or, however, they couldn't erase the warp, or not the warp, the teleporter signature off moments before the crash.
Okay. So there was some kind of transport just before the crash. Are there coordinates, or is it like just like traces of?
Just traces of.
Okay. This is really shaping up to be a mystery.
It
Was suspicious.
It was
all too
it was
easy.
as if the shuttles or the runabout's teleporter wasn't activated. It was more somebody pulled him.
That's what I was
off.
thinking. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was no record of the transporter being used, so it sounds like somebody transported him off at the last second. I'm gonna communicate up to the Parallax to have them scan for other ships in orbit. Maybe another ship on the other side of the planet in like a parallel orbit or whatever they call it.
See if we can find anything. See if we can scan for even a secondary warp signature that's not matching the shuttle.
Mm-hmm.
I would like on the ship to do that as the captain.
Okay. To that end, you're going to be using the ship's sensors.
Would I be making an insight science roll or something like that? To scan with the sensors, and then the ship would help with the ship's sensors. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. And where? Okay, so I rolled an 11, a 17, and a 9. So that's a success on the insight science roll, and then the ship sensors and security, or the ship sensors and any of them would have been a success on that 9. So it's 2 successes.
And you were looking for where the teleport was going, or?
I was looking for signs of another ship in orbit,
right.
and signs of a secondary warp signature for another ship that might have taken our admiral.
If the trail had been there, it is long since gone cold. However,
A little bit too broad of search yet.
Yeah. However, long-range sensors will identify warp signatures within the galactic core.
There's other ships here? Interesting.
You can't get
All right.
detail on what kind of warp signatures, but there are definitely those technologies at use.
There is warp technology at use in this area. Gotcha. All right. Parallax to away team.
Go ahead, Captain.
No sign of another ship in orbit or lurking around, and any sign of secondary warp signatures gone cold at this point. I'd say finish up your investigation down there, and we'll probably get ready to depart fairly shortly.
Sounds good. I'll just check in with Dr. Medmika to see if he's got all of his samples that he wants to take.
Oh, yes. Yes, I do, Lieutenant Commander. I don't think there's much that I haven't been able to take a sample of, but I would like to check the body to see if there was a transporter attempt on it as well.
On the body?
On the body.
All right. That I guess there could be a transporter signature potentially. So in that case, insight science.
Insight science.
Yeah.
Okay.
While we're waiting for the roll outcome, I do want to note that not only did Sirenscape just raid us, but both Stinkpalm and Raven have given us 2 -2s to our rolls, so that's 4 total for the session.
Nice.
Wow.
Thank you, Raiders.
Yeah, thank you
Awesome.
so much,
much.
and welcome to the stream.
Cool.
We hope that our technical difficulties aren't impacting your enjoyment of the show, because this crew always or never ceases to amaze me. So this is fantastic. So what'd you get there, Twisting?
I got a 1 and a 14, so
All right.
2 successes.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unexpected.
There's no indication of any transporter signature or energy on the body.
Okay. Well, all of his cells, I think it's him. All of his cells look intact. So, if someone was transported out of here, they didn't attempt to take everybody. It was only whoever else was in the shuttle, unfortunately. But we'll know more when we get him back to the med bay.
Okay.
All right.
Lieutenant T'Pray, are you finished up? Do you think we can
I think
depart?
I've gathered as much information as I possibly can. I have taken samples. I wish to interrogate them when we return to the ship.
Perfect. Yeah, Dr. Medmik, I'm interested in finding out what sort of mutations are in this blood that we have. So maybe you can look at that in the lab. Okay, so I will fly the original shuttlecraft back up, and then maybe one of the engineers that beamed down can fly this one up.
Yeah. The engineer that Miller sent down can pilot it up. It's very rickety as the power kind of fluctuates from the improper load. But you climb back into the shuttle, and the Ensign does suggest a tractor beam pull to help guide, but it's pretty trivial to pull it up to the parallax.
Amazing.
Just give it a little bit of extra zhuzh to get it to the right place.
Exactly. The crew in the shuttle bay quickly pushes and rearranges the shuttle bay to make sure that there's enough room for this large runabout, and kind of wedges it in between the doors, kind of at an angle to work it into the bay. And finally it sets down and the doors closed.
Perfect fit. Okay, return to the bridge.
The captain sort of greets you as you come back. Welcome back. Find anything interesting down there?
Oh yeah, a couple things. Missing Admiral. Looks like he got beamed away at the last second before the shuttlecraft crashed into the ooze planet.
Ooze. Okay.
Yeah, the oceans were like gelatinous. It was wild.
Yeah, it was fascinating. I took samples.
Interesting. All right. We don't really have any clue as to where our missing admiral is, but I guess any direction is as good as another. Start setting. We'll get a scan for the closest M-class planet, and we're going to maybe set a course that direction. Just see if we can maybe get some hints from here. Does that sound good to everybody else?
Yep.
Would it make sense to scan for warp signatures?
Possibly. I've already done a scan. There are warp signatures in the area. I wasn't able to find any sort of breadcrumbs as to where a ship that might have taken the Admiral has gone from here.
Understood, Captain.
Even as you say, make that suggestion, Lieutenant T'Pre, one of the consoles chirps angrily, and the young lieutenant at it spins around. Captain, we have 2 ships bearing on our position.
Bring them up on screen.
And the screen lights up to their position, and it looks like 2. The best way to put it, looks like 2 pods surrounded with blades.
Oh,
Yellow alert, hail them.
that looks inviting.
Put in the hail. No response, Captain. There is a flash from one of the spines. They almost look like those spiny sea urchins, but they're silvery and shimmer in the light of the core. And one of the spines lights up, and a blue beam streaks across the black. It's not a hit, as the ship does bulk, but only as the blast is off the port side. It is definitely
a warning shot.
Warning shot.
Can I commence scanning to figure out what the heck we can determine about this ship? It's makeup. It's potentially life signs on the ship, stuff like that.
Tactical assessment too.
Yeah.
Kind of weapons it has.
Yes. For that, I'll need a excuse me. Reason and it depends on what you're going for first. Are you like you're looking for weaknesses or like just the
I think T'Pre is likely to look first at information to understand how to respond, rather than to attack.
Okay. Go ahead and give me reason and science.
Okay.
And you can use the ship sensors for this.
That's 15 and a 1, so that's 3 successes.
Nice.
Very nice. These ships are made of an alloy that is not in your databanks.
Okay.
They seem to be smaller craft, and their frames seem fragile. But that weapon that they discharged is definitely potent.
Captain, if we did attack them, they might fall apart, but those weapons are stronger than we are used to.
Open a channel. Unknown vessel. This is the Federation starship Parallax. We don't mean any harm, but if pushed to it, we will defend ourselves. Please respond.
If you'll give me a presence and command.
Absolutely, I would love to. That's my bread and butter, baby.
Favorite part about Star Trek is that everyone in the universe speaks English.
Now, when
You
you're
was
using the
translator.
ship, can't you use like the ship's like systems?
For the communications. So yeah, that would
Yeah.
be communications and
Command.
probably communications and command helping out. Which I can roll for as well. Okay, so that is a 10, a 9, and 12. All are successes.
Ooh, very nice.
3 of them.
The spine, a couple of the spines on both of these ships light up, but they don't discharge. The lieutenant calls out, "We're receiving a response, Captain," and puts it on the main.
Put it on screen.
The screen changes to the interior of these ships, and what you're looking at at first it takes your mind a moment to place what these things are, and they almost look like mechanical or advanced mannequins. Like, they're faceless. They are definitely of a mechanized nature. There doesn't seem to be any biological components in what you're looking at.
So they're synthetic?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
I was looking for that word.
No problem.
Vessel, you are in restricted space. You will leave.
We're currently searching for a missing admiral. They were last seen on this planet along with the shuttlecraft that we've just recovered.
Any missing personnel will be returned. Leave, or you will be fired upon.
Captain,
Laying
perhaps-
a course at impulse to get us out of here.
Captain, does it make sense to ask them what the boundaries of restricted space are?
That is an excellent point. Vessel, would we be able to know what what the boundaries of your people are. Obviously, we don't want to tread where we shouldn't. We're new to this area. This isn't. This is our first time exploring it.
You will return past the barrier.
Well, that's a no-can-do, Captain.
I'm under strict orders to retrieve our missing admiral and return him personally.
Then you will perish.
Before this happens, is there any way to scan the data from the first shot they made to modify our shields to withstand their weapon? Like, change the frequency?
Uh,
It hasn't hit us yet. Is kind of the deal.
It's
I don't think.
without the knowing what those beams can do, it would be difficult.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gonna say red alert. Evasive maneuvers.
Captain, are we capable of warp hopping?
Hopping to another section of space.
And then hopping again before they can find us?
Seems like a good idea as any. I've muted ourselves on this, so that way they can't hear us and what we're planning. As soon as they said you will perish, I've cut communications and I'm getting ready to fight if I need to.
All right. Then, what is your first course of action? Now, granted, this is my first time running space combat, but I believe at the beginning you have a certain number of power points that you can use to perform certain actions.
All right. Well, I've set our ship to red alert.
Mhm.
As the lights behind me will show.
Yep. The bridge, like all the non-necessary lights go dim,
Nice.
and the rest of it just like flashes red as all hands to their stations.
So what I would like to do first is set us at impulse and try and get us out of here, like, peacefully. If they fire on us again, I'll set for evasive maneuvers, but our shields are up. We're at red alert. All hands are at battle stations. Just in case they decide to fire on us.
Okay.
I think I'll set us for evasive maneuvers at the moment. I'm just trying to remember ship-to-ship combat because it is difficult.
Yep. You get minor actions, which include change positions, interact, repair, raise and lower shields, and restore. And then your ship actions include a whole list of them.
So I've first off, for a minor action, I will raise our shields.
Mhm.
And then I'll set our helm to escape as our ship action.
All right.
But if we need to, we can fire on them.
Helm to escape. All right. In that, so that is going to definitely be a con action, or is that more of like a readied action, kind of like you're prepared to escape, or is that the order?
Well, preparing, I'd say preparing is a second minor action, right?
Yes, actually. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll prepare to escape if we need to, but we've raised our shields. I think that's all I can do for now.
All right. One of those spires ignites as another beam of blue light streaks across toward the parallax.
All right.
And I believe that's an opposed, is it not?
Yes. So it'll be opposed by our, I believe, structure and security. Let me just double check that. Attack property, attacking the ship. I don't have ship-to-ship combat in this, do I?
No. That's what I was trying to work out too. Let's see.
Yeah.
Operating starships, combat. Let's see. Cast minor actions.
We're all learning. It's
Yeah,
all good.
We are definitely learning. And I hope you're all learning with us. Let's see. If you are attacking, let's see. What is that? Attack pattern? Navigator. Okay, so Helm can do an attack pattern. Navigator can do stuff. Tactical. Tactical is fire weapons, which is a control security task assisted by, and the difficulty is determined by the weapon used and the conditions of the attack. So.
Okay.
Oh, I already rolled for that, so.
And it's also affected by the ship's scale as well. If they're small, I don't know how big they are compared to us.
They're, I believe they're 2.
So they're about the size of the runabout.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're more likely a 4 for a couple.
Actually,
sets
Nova
above
is a
them?
3.
A 3?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. They're
Just little.
small ships.
That'll work.
Yeah, yeah, itty bitty.
Small but strong. Hopefully.
So that is 1 success, and I had all my stuff pulled up.
And we're defending with our structure and security,
Yes.
correct? Well, I rolled a 1 and a 3.
Oh,
Wow.
sick.
Oh, damn.
Nice. Nice.
So that's 3 successes.
That would then be 1 damage because I got because it would reduce the amount of damage that would have come in, and I rolled 4. Oh, I'm sorry. No, these are. I need. Ooh, I need to use 8. Okay. All right, so that's 4 so far.
Our resistance is also increased by 1, so you would need an extra success to get past it because we have improved hull integrity as one of our
Ew.
ship's talents.
Okay. So I would need 2 successes then?
So I rolled 3 successes on the
Oh,
die,
gotcha,
so
gotcha.
you would need on our defense. So you would need 4 successes in order to beat our ship and deal the necessary damage. So we also have shit. Yeah, there's our shields.
You know what? I get my threat. I'm gonna
It's-
use it.
Heck yeah, do it. Do it to it.
So that was cocked. Nope, they didn't add anything. So the blast streaks across and grazes the shields, but doesn't do
It
any.
rocks just probably a little bit.
Yeah. Definitely lights it up. And the other one will attempt its attack. And
Alright.
is not doing well. So yep.
Well, I only got 1 success from the ship for the shields.
They rolled a 20.
Oh, okay. So they have a complication?
Yep.
Heck yes!
Their complication is they messed with us.
Right?
Inside, the pilot's like, ow, hot, hot.
So
This
in
is
a way, this
very
could be like a
uncomfortable.
kind of a feedback and it's gonna mess with their targeting.
Okay.
All right, so back on to the crew.
All right, someone else can go. That's me. Not it.
What can I do?
So you have 9 power total per turn, and there are different stations that can be taken. You've got helm, navigator, sensor operations, tactical, security oversight, communications.
You can scan for weaknesses in
Internal
their shield
systems,
configuration.
yeah.
I feel like scanner station is probably where I want to be. So why don't I
Okay,
try to identify weaknesses in their ship?
sounds good. For that, I will need a control science,
Happily.
assisted by the ship's sensors plus security.
2 successes. 11 and 9. 2 successes.
And then if somebody wants to roll for the ship, sensors and security is, well, 10 for the systems and then 2 for the security. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
That is 7 and a 5, so 2 more successes. 4 total.
And one more success from the ship with an 8.
oh. All right, so based on the size of these ships and they're obviously running at a low impulse, which is still pretty quick for them. So these things are agile, but they're not hardy at all. It looks like a few solid hits would completely destroy them.
Captain, as suspected earlier, if we hit them, they are likely to fall. They are fragile.
Right. Okay. Lock on phasers.
Captain, if I could just interject here for a moment. If all of their internal space of the core is quote-unquote theirs, destroying 2 of these first encounter ships might set a bad precedence. I don't know if maybe we can try to disable them somehow.
Fair enough.
Set our phasers to a lower setting, aim for their engines.
Captain, additionally, we have had another raid.
Oh,
Hello, Raiders. Welcome in.
welcome. Man, everybody's piling in
Heck yeah.
for the amazing space battle.
Excellent. Yes, aim for their engines. See if we can disable. Aim for their weapon systems. See if we can get rid of their teeth. So that before we maybe the engines might be a little bit too much, but we'll try and declaw this cat before we tame it. Though that's cruel. We shouldn't declaw cats.
Agreed.
All right. So now that with those great sensor readings, if you make an attack, you will gain the Piercing 2 quality, ignoring the target 2 of the target's resistance per effect rolled. All right. So, what's the next action? Not sure how much
Hopefully
each of
move
these
it.
how much the power actually uses.
Actually, I think it might say, ship begins each scene with full power. Spend power to perform certain actions. Spend additional power on an action to increase the complication range and increase momentums generated. If the power goes below 0, suffer a complication. So, we would spend power for certain actions, like, for example, my guess is...
Like firing?
yeah, firing weapons,
Yeah.
that sort of deal.
Ah,
Using the engines to get us the heck out of here, that uses power.
Yep. So did you want to belay the escape and go ahead and make your attack?
I'd say belay the escape. We're going to make an attack on their weapon systems.
Okay.
Let's see if they're more willing to talk once we defang the beast.
All right. The attacker attempts a control plus security task. So whoever wants to take control of
First
these.
Officer Lynn, you want to take this one?
Sure. Security, what was it, sorry?
Control plus security, assisted by the ship's weapons and security.
Captain Drell, can you roll for the ship? And I will roll the other two. So I got a 12 and a 3. So control and security. So they both pass. So 2
No help from the
successes.
ship, unfortunately.
No help from the ship.
okay.
For an energy weapon, the difficulty is 2. If a specific system has been chosen, increase the difficulty by 1. So if you were, say, aiming for the engines, then the difficulty increases, which in this case that would not succeed.
Would
Okay.
I be able to, as the commanding officer, barking out orders, would I be able to assist with my command discipline?
I'll allow it.
Alright. That's a 1 on the die, baby!
Ooh,
bark.
yes.
So that is command. I'm gonna say that's like a command plus daring in this case, so that's a 15. And I'm gonna say target their weapon systems, full spread. And as advisor, when I assist another character using my command discipline, the character being assisted may reroll 1d20.
Oh, look at you.
Okay.
So hope for a crit.
So I got a 3 on one of them, and I don't remember what the other one was, but it was a success. So I'm gonna roll the higher one. Ooh, I got an 8, so it's also still a success, but not a crit.
Do you have any focuses on like ship's weapon systems or anything like that? That
Mm,
might apply?
I do not, but I have a value in never let them surround you. Can I burn a determination for this and get 2 more successes? Are we being surrounded?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could be flanked if they decide to break off and hit you from both sides. So the
Okay.
possibility is there.
All right, so I can burn a determination then, and
So
that
2
gives us
successes from the captain, and then you also got 2 successes.
and then plus 2 more
Oof.
So that's
for the
6
determination.
successes.
I
Yeah.
think. Yeah,
I think we got it.
Yeah. At least one of them, anyway. So, a quick, rapid
I'm
fire.
gonna roll the effect dice.
Yeah, a rapid fire burst of laser fire from the arrays, and it strikes several of the spines of one of the ships, and they just shatter.
Oh, the ship explodes?
No, like the spines.
The spines
yeah,
that
like
Okay,
where all
good,
the damage
good,
was
good.
the
coming
weapon
from.
spines, yeah. And you see like a little bit of discharge, electrical or plasmic discharge between the broken spines and such as the weapons malfunction.
So for damage on that one, I rolled 2 1s, a 2, and a 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 successes and 1 effect from the ship.
Ooh.
And I would like to use spread, so the attack hits an additional random system dealing 1/2 damage per effect roll.
Random system. You hit the other weapon. There, in your scan, Lieutenant Dupre, you also noted places of more concentrated energy that could potentially unleash bursts equivalent to a torpedo. And the lieutenant commander has nailed those. All effectively disabling any chance that ship had at dealing any damage.
Direct hits to weapons, Captain.
Good work. Open another channel. See if they're more willing to talk now.
Tempting, Captain. They're not responding.
All right.
But in their the one that you've disabled kind of spins on a dime and begins
Gonna try and
at a high impulse back toward the center of this solar system.
Captain, perhaps if we are to destroy these ships, we should destroy both. It may be important for us to not be known that we are here.
Don't give them a chance to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I hate that first contact didn't quite go as planned, it might be best.
The second fires, but is retreating. So it's kind of covering its buddy's retreat. So, and because of its targeting issues, the blasts are way off the shields.
Well, it would probably be best to not be here when they get back.
Probably best. Bring us to warp and let's get out of here. Because they'll probably be coming back with more. As much as I'd like to take them out both at the same time to pray, we need to at the very least hope that we can still establish communications with these people. Taking care of their ships, destroying them probably won't accomplish that.
Possibly, although it may give us opportunity for a better first contact, I do understand. And you are, after all, the captain.
Big sigh at the you are the captain.
Captain, we have another ship incoming. Just kind of came out of nowhere. And on the viewer, you'll see this silvery green, almost looks like a big pod, hurtling past the USS Parallax and discharges its own red-beamed weapon at the fleeing ships.
It's always a bigger fish.
Mm-hmm.
The
Perhaps, Captain, we were not needed.
the one covering its buddy's retreat explodes.
If I can see this happening, can I signal to try to transport the pilot to, like, the transporter room? Do we have enough time for that?
The pilot of the synthetic that's aboard the enemy ship?
Yeah.
Yes, I will need a control. Oof.
Engineering, usually, for ships
engineering.
transporters.
Yeah, to get a lock on there, and you can be assisted by these ships' sensors
And to pray help as well.
and engineering. Yeah. Now this is very like split second, and so unfortunately, Lieutenant Commander Taylor Talon's just right on their own by then.
Okay, control engineering, you said?
Yeah.
So 1 success. And did the ship get anything?
Let me just roll for the ship. The ship rolled a 6, which is a success.
So 2.
Unfortunately, there was not enough time. You got a lock on one of them, but the signature died before you could initiate transport.
So we do have 5 momentum.
Oh, we have -2s as well. I forgot about
Yes.
those.
Yeah, that's true. Would that give you an extra success?
How many can I use per turn?
You can use momentum to reroll a die that has
Yeah.
that did not succeed.
Or you can purchase. Well, that's if you purchasing die happens at the beginning, but you can also use it to reroll. So
No, I meant
reroll
like
pacifist.
the chat gave us. We have 4 -2s from chat. Can I, if I can use 2 of those, then that would be 2 successes from me.
why not?
Okay, so my 18 goes down to a 14, and then that succeeds. And yeah, 2 successes from me, and 1 from the ship for 3.
All right. Time seems to slow down for just a moment for you as you frantically put in the command for the teleport, and you get the lock. And there's a strange feeling that as you go to hit the button to teleport, it actually it's almost like it activates split second before your finger actually touches down on the console. And the teleport goes off, grabbing one of the synthetic pilots.
Okay. I will take a security team to transporter room 1 and just let them know to set up a force field in there so the synthetic is contained.
Aye, sir.
Beam it directly to the brig.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
It was kind of like I guess maybe now that they're on the ship I could do that. But at the time I was just like, get them off of there. So
Hey,
I don't know if I would have set up
retrieval
retrieval coordinates.
in that split
Very
second,
excited.
no, but it is. You did get them to the teleporter room, and the engineer or the technician in there, or Lieutenant Sedgwick, calls security to the teleporter room.
Perfect.
In the meantime,
I think Trey's gonna rush down there. By the way,
Yes, go.
Okay.
this is her bread and butter. So she's gonna rush right down.
okay.
I'll get the next turbo lift. Go ahead.
Yeah. You just sitting there, listen to the music. Oh wait, wrong franchise.
And it's just always Ipanema, no matter what. The worst version.
Yep. It's like, why does somebody think that they can make that better? I think we'll actually go on break here in just a few minutes. But before we do, after the pod ship destroys this the spiny patrol ship, it kind of spins around and hails you.
Open a channel.
Screen changes to the interior, the bridge of this vessel, and it is a humanoid. This person seems to have these red, very prominent veins that kind of creep out from the hairline. And there is ridging along the cheeks. kind of a normal skin tone. Captain, I hope they weren't too much trouble. Sorry if we caused you any alarm.
No alarm, suppose. Thank you for the assistance, though. I'm Captain Miradrell. This is the Federation starship Parallax. Who might I ask am I having the honor of speaking with?
It is wonderful to speak with you, Captain Drell. I am Athar Kuntata, and we are of the Fold. And that is where we are going to break for right now. We will come back in about 10 minutes and be back at about 20 of or 40 minutes past the hour. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around and enjoying. And I hope that you are enjoying this Star Trek adventure. We'll see you soon. Hello and welcome back to Flight Beyond the Veil, a Star Trek Adventures campaign. When we last left off, our crew had met a second alien race in the galactic core. The second in a very short span of time. Are any of your people injured?
No, luckily our ship is a bit more hardy than their weapons.
Those are only patrol ships, so I don't think that they would have provided much of a threat. But still, your technology may be a little behind where they're at.
I could see that. Synthetic pilots?
Yes, they don't like to use their own people for these sort of things. I think it's a waste of life.
Makes sense. Suppose.
But of course, these same synthetics that they use often get a little zealous.
You're obviously from this area. You're familiar with these space lanes?
Yes. We are a growing collective. And we inhabit many of the worlds here in the galactic core.
Well, our travels have brought us here from outside the core in search of a missing admiral. We were able to recover his vessel from the planet below. However, we still have no sign of where he might have gone. We believe he's been transported off-world. Would you happen to have any... have you seen anyone that looks human? I'll basically give a basic description of... I'll transport a picture of the across to your communications. Have you seen this individual?
No, I can't say that I have, and that is most troubling indeed. They are a leader of some type?
Yes. Admiral. Which is just above my rank of captain.
Well, no, I cannot say that I have seen them. But many outsiders have come to the core before it's hardening, and they now dwell peacefully among us. So perhaps your admiral found a way to one of our planets.
And is this individual on the level with us?
Yeah, what's a sense motive check here?
Yeah, exactly. Like I know insight is insight is an attribute.
Yeah, insight, security.
Insight security?
Yeah.
I'd like to sort of get a quick read on him. Oh, jeez. That's a 3 and a 1?
Nice.
Woo!
That's 3 successes.
Okay. There is an edge of being too congenial.
A little too friendly?
Yeah.
little too friendly, a little too convenient that he showed up just at the nick of time?
Something like that.
Ah, I see. Interesting.
There is definitely
Interesting.
something artificial about his his congeniality.
When I mentioned the Admiral, did anything sort of flare? Can I spend a point of momentum for some information?
Yes, you may.
Did he react at all when I mentioned the Admiral, or when he saw his face?
No.
No? Okay, so at least that he's being honest about. But he's a
Yeah.
little too friendly, a little too on the friendly side.
I
You
will
say.
further my answer though.
Okay.
That he was not surprised by what a human looks like. Like,
So he's seen humans before. Let's sort of drop the pretense, shall we? I can tell by your reaction that you've seen humans before.
Well, I know of them, sure.
Would they do any exist in this quadrant?
That is a great possibility. But if they do, then they are most likely part of our fold.
This fold, it sounds an awful lot like cult. I'm trying to be I'm trying not to be suspicious, but I'm being suspicious.
We hope that you will join in as well if you are to be here for an extended period of time. There's no obligation, of course, but we are simply a community, a people who support and protect each other and fight for the right to live in this universe together peacefully.
Sounds like I'm not saying this. I'm not saying any of that stuff all that. This is up on the table. This sounds like a cult. This is a cult, right? Cult?
Moments where I wish to pray were there and not in the elevator.
That's fair. Valid. Well, I do appreciate the offer. We are part of our own version of the Fold, the Federation. Unfortunately, our obligations do lie with them first and foremost.
And that is more than acceptable. And you are welcome here. And you will be under the protection of the Fold. And I hope that you will see that we are a far greater entity than your Federation.
Cult, right? Cult. We all agree?
Mm-hmm.
You perhaps have a unifying religion.
Are you asking that aloud?
You have to maybe have a...
Oh no, I'm in the elevator
It's
too.
like a
Okay.
Scientology
Yeah.
thing, or we're gonna get like a brochure, and then we'll just get harassing emails and phone calls for forever.
Yep, they're
Stepped
gonna
foot
have
in
like
once.
Fold members come alongside your ship and hail it and be like,
The Fold
"Hi,
is actually
have you
what they
heard of
call
the
the
Fold?"
pamphlet. It's like just a half page.
Ding dong. Hello.
I
My name
appreciate.
is Elder.
I do appreciate.
Jesus, I was just in Utah last week.
My wife's from Utah, so she knows.
We do appreciate the assistance. Are there any close by worlds or space stations, we do have our own code for who we are allowed to contact.
There
And we're
is.
trying to find any information we can.
We have a settled world. And I will send you the coordinates. And it is Lyra.
Lyra. All right. Well, we very much appreciate the help. We'll probably be laying in a course to Lyra shortly. As soon as we finish up, just some routine scans in this area.
Of course. And if you have
Understand.
any further need of assistance, or you run into any more those scouts, do reach out.
Oh,
we will be happy
just
to.
one question. What is the name of the people that the scouts belong to?
They are a prideful people, and we do not like to speak their name and give them power.
Interesting. Did he seem to retract at that a little?
Yes.
Now that I've sort of got a beat on. Okay. Good to know.
But
Again,
anything else that we
appreciate
can
the
do.
assistance.
Yes.
We will let you know for sure.
Very well, Captain.
Parallax. And I'll just say Parallax out, and then I'll close the communication. I sort of look at my first officer.
I'm
That's
standing
weird, right?
behind you, pretending to wait for the turbo lift, but I've just overheard everything. Yeah, definitely a cult captain.
Ensign
Right.
Short announces that they're breaking off and heading out.
I have a
Alright.
question for Mistress Winter.
Yeah.
Could I am an intelligence officer working sort of on the down low for Starfleet intelligence. The captain is aware of my I guess billet, but not the rest of the crew. So I would like to do some digging in some Starfleet database to find out if there's any record of this fold. The fold
Okay.
in any Starfleet secure channels.
All right.
Doesn't have to be now. That's just if I'm at my quarters or something.
Mhm.
Doing some beep beep beeping.
Sure. Well, we have some things to resolve. We have Lieutenant Tepre, who's headed down to security, or down to the teleporters, subsequently to security, with the synthetic pilot.
Yes, and we got another -2, so that's 3 -2s for the rest of the
Wow.
session.
All right. Well, let's make
Thank
sure
you,
we use
Vampire.
them. And thank you. Yes, thank you very much to our amazing viewers who are staying engaged with us. We hope that you're really enjoying this story. So, Lieutenant Dupree, you enter into the teleporter room where several members of security have this synthetic pilot at phaser point. It is collapsed on the teleporter pad.
Oh, Please, put your guns down. Let me examine this entity. And then she'll go up and, I guess, try to examine to see if it is a synthetic alive? I think she'll also, like, tap her transponder and just be like, Dr. Madmika, please. Join me in the teleporter room.
Madmika here.
Yes. Join me in the teleporter room, please.
On my way. So he heads out and heads down to the teleporter room.
Yep. And in the interim, is it mobile at all? Does it seem like it has power if it's a robot? And if it's alive, does it seem alive?
I will need a reason science.
Okay. Does xenobiology count?
Not in this case, no.
Okay. Does deductive reasoning count?
Sure, yes.
Sweet. Then that's 4 successes.
Fantastic. This is a fully autonomous creature. Or really, it is a robot. It is probably, based on your interactions with it over the viewer and how you examine it now, probably some form of advanced AI that is currently not powered.
Interesting. Does it look like there is a way to power it?
No, actually. There's no obvious plug-in or port.
Okay, maybe then the doctor wasn't needed, but I'm glad he'll be coming. So I think T'Pre will wait for Dr. Madmika to arrive.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he does, Doctor, thank you for coming. I do not know that medicine is necessarily required, but could you please give this entity a look over to see if you can be of any help?
He's looking at the crumpled, what looks like a body, and it's kind of the Borg scanner fires up, and you see the beam. It starts to cross over, and he is looking for anything. So he knows it's not alive, so it's not medicine. Could I do an insight engineering check?
Yes.
Because based on the previous Borg experience, and doesn't have any no focuses. So I need a 16 and under.
That's not bad.
A 10 and a 16. 2
Nice.
successes.
All right. And by nature of your own anatomy and experiences, being former, Borg, you immediately deduce that it is powered via induction. So essentially it just needs to be sitting on whatever power source or like a transfer pad, something like that, to power it. It's very much like the drone pods for the Borg.
Okay. Would I know what its structure is based on that? Is it like it's the unknown alloy, or is it something that we know of? I can use a momentum for that too, if that's what is required.
No. It seems to be a myriad of polymers and alloys that are fairly common throughout the galaxy. They're just crafted in a very seamless way.
Okay.
Very efficient and
Lieutenant.
more advanced than any other species that you've run into.
Okay. Lieutenant, I believe we might be able to structure a power source and bring it to life, so to speak. But it's not something that we've ever encountered before. It's also quite well made. It's good craftsmanship, so to speak. But if we could power it up, I think we might be able to engage with it. And from what it looks like, it's there's nothing wrong with it. It just needs power. So I don't know where. Maybe one of your labs.
Yes, Doctor. I was actually
look at
thinking
it there.
Would you be able to help me carry the entity to one of our research laboratories? We may be able to fashion something and power it back up.
Oh, if I'd known that, I would have brought the ensign. Okay, yes, I'll help you.
Yes. If you can take the arms, I will take the legs.
Poor Ensign Helga.
I will take the arms.
I just like the image of us like carrying this dead weight silver corpse through the hallways, and all of like the ensigns going up and down the hallway, just sort of side eyeing everything as
They're just like
doing this. That's the image I want in my head.
They're like, don't ask me, don't ask me, don't ask me.
I step out of the turbo lift just as you're going by, like, oh, okay.
So
You got it.
So come, let us go to Lieutenant Popovich, where we might be able to get some aid in the laboratory. So we'll go down to the physics lab.
Okay.
And get Gary to help us out. Gary, would you be able to perhaps modify a wireless charging station for a communicator in order to perhaps power up this entity?
It
seems to be more by induction.
not Gary.
Yes, I apologize. Your human tongue is difficult at times.
But what is this? This storefront mannequin?
No, we actually were attacked by this and some of its compatriots just recently. We were able to beam one of the assailants onto our ship for potential interrogation or information. However, upon arriving, it collapsed. It seems to need power.
Well, that's what that was. I was wondering why everything was shaking.
Oh, yes, Doctor, you were not on the bridge. That is correct. Here, have some exposition, and then I'll go over. Now we're all on the same page.
Yes, we could set up one of the labs to provide the necessary power, but it's gonna take some time. We need to couple together all the bits and bulbs.
Approximately how long should this take?
Oh, probably take me a day, 2.
Okay. Then please inform us when this is complete. And we will be down, I believe, as they say, toot sweet?
Just, don't bring any the tootsies. Yes, I don't like the tootsie rolls.
Tootsie rolls. I have never heard of this. What is a tootsie roll?
That's what I said about them. They're little chocolate nuggets in the shape of tubes.
It is a candy. Interesting.
Yes. Go to your
I shall do
replicator
research.
as for one.
fascinating. I shall. Thank you. And Doctor, thank you for the help.
Oh, you're welcome.
I suspect that your history with the board may come in handy when we have power on this entity here.
It probably will. Hopefully it doesn't attack us. We don't need that. Maybe place it behind a field?
That does make sense. Yes. Lieutenant Gary. Gary?
Giri.
I am unsure
Giri,
how to say it. Giri.
Giri.
Yes.
Giri.
Yes, Lieutenant Gary. if, I know how to pronounce it.
I know.
She does not.
I know.
But yes, Lieutenant Gary, if you could, ensure that
I will put security protocols in place. Don't just go shoot at the melee.
he's a little astonished. There's a moment where she considers the Vulcan death grip and then relents.
Aww. See ttrpg get a little flustered.
Yes. As flustered as a Vulcan can get,
Right?
I think, right now. There's just like a twitch in the eye, like a. Yes, thank you. And then she turns. And then she'll turn and go back to the bridge. Thank you, Doctor. And thank you, Lieutenant Gary.
Giri!
On the way.
After that, I think she's determined from now on to only say Gary.
Mm-hmm.
He just dug a hole.
Of course.
That's fantastic. We're building the personality of our crew.
On the way, I would like to have a conversation with Lieutenant ttrpg.
Yes. Yes, Doctor.
Lieutenant, well, there has been something that has happened in the medbay. I mentioned the ghosts, and the team they didn't take well to it. So I really don't think they would take kindly to me scheduling an appointment to see the counselor when I'm the counselor. So I don't think that would work. Would you be willing to talk to the medbay crew? Maybe just to kind of lower their anxiety levels a bit, and give them a pep talk.
Yes,
as only a
of
Vulcan
course.
can.
That may prove
Okay.
most intriguing, and I would be most happy to help in any way that I can.
Thank you. I'll schedule that, and I'll also let the captain know. But I need to head back to the medbay. The analysis of the body that we found may be completed. So I will be in medbay, and I'll let everybody know the results as soon as they
You have reminded me of something. One moment. And she's going to pull out her samples from the planet. Down on the planet we recently visited, I took some samples from the ocean, which was made of, well, goo. I got strange readings from the planet, and you and your lab may be able to help understand the planet a little bit more. It seems unique.
Okay.
Here.
Well, thank you very much. I do know that it's made a lot of calcium is in there, which is very odd in and of itself. So
Yes.
thank you, and I'll take this right back up there.
I
Thank
have
you
a
for that.
hunch that the nature of this material may be biological. I have no proof at this time, but something tells me it may be, and that is fascinating.
Mad Mika takes it and starts to really just kind of look through it,
Mhm.
and his Borg implant and the light is just shining through it. Yes. And he kind of walks off. He's not. He's totally engaged in that now.
And as you walk away, she'll just sort of nod silently, and then turn.
All right, let's follow Lieutenant Commander Medmika then, or Dr. Medmika, as you've now got several interesting mysteries to get started on.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So the doctor makes his way back to the med bay, and he's holding the sample, and then realizes where he is. It's like, oh, okay.
Almost run into
So-
Ensign. Oh, God. Oh, sorry, Doctor.
Oh no.
She's
No,
got
don't-
like
don't
a
bring
little
that.
scanner in hand.
What are you scanning?
Nothing.
Well, okay. I've looked for nothing before, too. So I've scheduled you and Lieutenant Samson and Lieutenant Tuasa with a counseling session. So I'll put that on your calendar so that's going to happen. In the meantime, take this sample and see what you can find out about it for the moment. I'm going to get back to this body that we found.
What is this?
Oh, that's a sample from the ocean of the planet that we were just on. We found the body in the shuttlecraft.
Oh. Right away, Doctor. She'll, like, shuffle away. And you'll overhear kind of a murmur under her breath. Looks like ectoplasm.
I knew it. Okay. So he gets back to the body of the do we know anything about we don't know anything about this person, do we?
Lieutenant Samson has
records.
Okay.
has him laid out on one of the medical beds and is doing a slow, steady scan.
Okay. I would like to find out what the weapon was that killed him. And what would that roll be?
That would be reason medicine.
Reason medicine. Would... No, that wouldn't apply. Maybe emergency medicine? No, because it's a triage issue.
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
here we go. 15. A 4 and a 12. Nice. 2 successes.
You've seen wounds like this 100, if not 1,000 times. This was definitely death by phaser.
Oh, okay. Can I tell if he was facing the phaser or he was shot in the back?
Nope, shot in the back.
Okay. And then I wonder. So this is Madmika thinking to himself. I wonder if he had to have been killed before the transporter took the other individual, which we think is the Admiral. Dr. Madmika to the captain.
Captain, here, go ahead.
Yes, I've completed some analysis on the body, and unless there was another individual present in the shuttlecraft, he was shot in the back with a phaser, a Federation phaser.
Huh. That's troubling.
I think that it's yes. I did take detailed scans, and I would like to go to the holodeck and recreate the shuttle and the interior, and maybe we can figure out where this individual was, and if it really was the Admiral, which I think is what the logical conclusion would be, but I don't want to jump to conclusions. So
That seems
I'll
plausible
be
at this
in.
point. Were we able to get an ID on the victim?
Oh, I totally forgot about that. I'll have Lieutenant Sampson run an ID check on him
Sounds good.
through
We can
the
check
Federation database.
Awesome. Great. Get that
Okay.
get that done as soon as possible and report back to me. We'll also have to probably relay a message back through the hole in the galactic wall to inform Starfleet Command of the lost personnel.
Aye, Captain. Manmika out.
Captain out.
Can I roll for that now, or should I wait?
You
The
absolutely
identity.
can compare
Okay.
biological data to the Federation database that's stored on the ship. So that one
Okay.
going to be control. I'm going to say con on that one. With help from the ships. With help from the ships, computers, and con as well.
That's a 6 from the ship.
So success there.
Is that a success?
Yep.
Yes.
Well, these are terrible. I'm at a 9. Nope. No success. 12 and an 18. I succeed at cost. And give the GM threat.
Yes, you can.
We do have a couple -2s as well.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
How many did we have left? 2?
Oh,
I think we had 4.
We had 4 originally. We used 2, and now we have 3.
Okay, so we have 3.
Yeah,
All
someone
right,
else
cool.
redeemed one.
So you begin searching through the database, and Lieutenant Samson kind of leans over. A doctor, you might want to turn off the filter there. You're looking at the wrong database.
oh.
But
Yes. Thank you. Yes.